During Sony's E3 conference last night, many people were caught off guard, including myself, by the announcement of their upcoming game in early 2018, Monster Hunter World. We've primarily seen Monster Hunter stick to Nintendo consoles as they've been contracted with them and haven't received a Monster Hunter game on a different console since Monster Hunter Freedom Unite on the PSP. But it is finally time for Monster Hunter to return to its roots. Not only that, guys, this is not just going to be a Sony PlayStation 4 exclusive. You will be able to play Monster Hunter World on Xbox One and PC as well, although PC is set for a later release date. Now, I'm sure someone's going to get upset about that, how it should only be on Sony, that's where it came from, that's its roots of the game. But for me, you know, if we look at the fan base, the following of Monster Hunter in Japan compared over to the West, it does not even compare, and I want to do whatever they can to grow the following for this game, you know, here in the West, because I'm about sick of seeing these games come out a year ahead over in Japan before us. I would love to see this game grow over here, you know, get a name for itself even bigger than it already is. And I don't know about you guys, but I was just completely overwhelmed with excitement. I mean, I even uploaded my reaction to YouTube because this was not something I was expecting. We just received news about Monster Hunter Double Cross coming to the Nintendo Switch, so I wasn't expecting anything, much less during a Sony press conference. But as I watched this trailer over and over again, I've noticed a ton of differences than the usual Monster Hunter games that we have been getting, and if you're a Monster Hunter veteran, I'm sure you've noticed them as well. This Monster Hunter seems way more serious and way more dedicated to the actual hunting aspect rather than you just pick a monster, go out, hack and slash it until it dies. It seems like you want to use your environments, you want to actually strategize to how you want to kill this monster. You know, I've been playing Monster Hunter since Monster Hunter Freedom on the PSP and went back and played the original on the PS2, and I really haven't missed a Monster Hunter to date, so I want to try to do my best to go through this trailer piece by piece to see any kind of differences and similarities to past Monster Hunter games. You know, I'm sure we're gonna receive gameplay soon enough. They plan on streaming today at 8:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but I want to see as of right now, what do we know about Monster Hunter World? The first thing that we see as this trailer opens up is a hunter just embarking on his quest with a nostalgic sword on its back in a very, you know, beautiful, amazing world. The graphics on this look truly incredible, which Monster Hunter has always been just gameplay over graphics. But then very early on, we see him breaking vines to reach an area, and that's something we've never seen before, and that can mean a lot. The first major thing this explains that we have seen and heard is this Monster Hunter game is not going to have zones. So you're not going to be going to zone 9 when you have a paintball on your monster to hunt them. You can't escape to a different zone to get away from your monster. It's going to be open world when you're on your hunt. Now, to me, that is really awesome to hear, but it's also really frightening because all I see is I'm like out of potions, you know, the monster is in rage mode, he's after me, and I have no zone to run away from him. Now, these vines or other dynamic map elements can make a really big difference in this scenario. Like, say these vines actually trapped you in there with your monster and then you fainted. Or you could use that to get away and the monster can't fit through there. That way you can get a break, heal up, sharpen your weapon, and get ready for more battling. Which in the first like 10 seconds of the trailer, that's already something completely different than we've ever seen. You know, you're actually going to have to use your surroundings, your map elements to actually go on your hunts. Like I said in the beginning, it seems like this is way more strategic in your hunts. As we move on, then we see something that either makes you shout for joy or cry in your corner, and that is the hunter diving in and swimming. Now, this does not confirm underwater battles, at least we haven't heard that yet. So that for me is a good thing because I cannot stand underwater battles, although if they are in Monster Hunter World, I see them doing it a lot better because I like the idea. I just don't think they executed it well, so maybe if we do have it, it will be a lot better done, but either way, we do know there are going to be parts where we can swim in the game. Then we see something that I think is actually incredibly cool. It seems like in this game, you are actually going to be tracking the monster and you have these bugs as assistants as it glows up the footprint of the monster you're hunting, which yet again is more of the strategy of the game and going back to the roots of hunting the monster rather than just running around till you find him and killing him really quick, which I do think is really cool. And even if you don't like it, you have Monster Hunter Double Cross coming to the Switch. But then in the next part of the trailer, trailer, we see the same assistant bugs glowing red instead of green, and to me, it's like it signals that a monster has spot you or something, or there's danger ahead. You know, when the music changes and you have an eye by your name, that's what it really signifies to me, is there maybe not be an eye on the game, it's more realistic that the bugs just signal that, hey, there's a monster up ahead, there's danger ahead, you've been spotted, something like that. That's what I imagine that means. Then really quick, you see him shoot something at the monsters and maybe distract them, which is truly incredible and amazes me. It makes me so happy for one reason and one reason alone. I don't know if anybody else there is like this, but I can't stand when I'm trying to gather resources and like Bullfango or something is hitting me when I'm trying to carve the monster, maybe mine to get some iron ore. I can't stand when monsters are hitting me, so I can use something to distract them and gather my resources or get away from a monster as he does in the trailer. Then you see the hunter hiding from the monsters and maybe sneaking up on them by using his surroundings in the bushes, which is really awesome and really new to us, but I really like the idea because, you know, since we don't have zones to escape monsters anymore, maybe you can use your surroundings to get away from them and hide from them, or you can sneak up on them and get a critical hit attack. Then we see the hunter picking stuff off the wall. Maybe he's just gathering something, or maybe he's gathering something to help track the monster, as we do see those bugs glowing green again. Then we see just some basic Donkey Kong vine swinging, which is really cool because that means there's probably different ways to get around the map, but I want to point out that it seems like we are still following these glowing bugs, so it's definitely like leading us up to the monster. Which is good, because there's nothing more annoying in a Monster Hunter game than not being able to find your monster for like 25 minutes. Then we see the glowing bugs finally lead us up to the monster, and we toss on a ghillie suit to sneak up on that monster, yet again using our surroundings to sneak up, maybe get a critical hit attack, which would be really awesome. Which to me seems very useful because we are right beside the monster and he still cannot see us, even though we just have like a ghillie suit on for some odd reason. Then we cut to the hunter mounting the monster, so yes, mounting its back. We don't see a gauge for us, which that could be just for this gameplay trailer, or there could be, you know, removed completely, which would make it a little bit more realistic, and maybe you gotta pay attention to the movements of the monster if it's about to fall down. You know, something similar of like the monster limping, knowing that it's weak and it's able to be caught. Then we see the monster fling us off and the hunter free falling, but we like set some kind of trap up on that tree as the monster falls down, like a vine trap or something, which could signal that maybe there aren't just pitfall traps and shock traps in this game, and you actually can like build traps with your surroundings ahead of time, you know, and plan the monster to go into them, which is really, really awesome. But then here is nothing new to us Monster Hunter fans, it's just the monster chasing us, but like I mentioned in the beginning, it seems like the stuff around him is actually affecting the monster getting to us, like the vines and a giant boulder falling on the monster, hurting the monster and stuff, so it definitely seems that you need to pay attention to where you're going and what you can use to either evade or counter the monster. Then we see something that we have never had before, and that is a grappling hook, and that seems to be able to get away from the monster, or you can pull stuff onto the monster, which is really awesome. The only question is this something that you'll always have? Is it only with certain equipment, or can you buy them like traps to use them in each of your quests? Also during that scene, we see the hunter shoot something at the boulder, some kind of like bullet or whatnot, to knock that boulder onto the monster. Now, yet again, is that something that's only if you're playing as a gunner, or can you use that for any kind of hunter that you're playing as? Then as we run to the top of this mountain, here is something that we are not new to in the Monster Hunter games, and that is multiple monsters in the quest. Now, for me, I imagine this is actually a surprise and not planned in the quest, as we see Rathalos attack your current monster, and then maybe Rathalos becomes the actual target. But if we flash back really quick, as we see Rathalos appear, you see the hunter send out a flare for other hunters to come in. This is a new feature where you can be dropped in mid-mission, which is really awesome. So if it gets really difficult, you can send out an alert on your server and, you know, call upon other hunters to come join you, which is completely different than we have ever seen before. You know, the usual where you buy your quest, you get other people to come along, and then you go, and if you faint, you're out. That's it. You can't join back in. If you disconnect, no joining back in, so this is a really awesome feature. Then we see the title screen knowing that Monster Hunter World is the name of the game. In the background, you can see the players being dropped off. Even in this clip right here, you can see your player being dragged into the mission that you were called upon. Then you can just see the monsters you're going to be fighting, the environment you're going to be fighting in. The classic old flash bomb is back in the game. One of the main things people seem to be worried with is that it's just dinosaurs, you know, and maybe just Rathalos and Raytheon are in the game. We won't really know until they start showing off more of the game, but I highly doubt we're only going to see Rathalos and Raytheon in this game that were from past Monster Hunter games. Then the last thing in the trailer is the most nostalgic thing we have, and that's cooking us a well-done steak in the game. I was really sad there was no music behind that though, but that's okay. I really just hope it's in the game. But that is all that I really picked apart from this trailer. It is definitely different, but I still feel like we're gonna have that nostalgic Monster Hunter feel in the game, just besides the fact that it's gonna be a little bit more focused on strategy and using your surroundings and, you know, using the trees, the vines, the rocks, everything that you can pick apart in your current map to help you hunt the monster. There will be multiplayer, so you don't have to worry about that. It's coming to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and later to PC. Also, one thing I didn't mention during the trailer that I read up on, that this game is going to be going in between day and night during your quest, so that can maybe have a part on like what you have in your surroundings, like how visible you are to the monster and whatnot. Maybe even different attacks a monster will use against you depending on what time of day it is. If you have different opinions or any other ideas on Monster Hunter World, let me know in the comment section below. Also, if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed this video and just love Monster Hunter, be sure to hit that subscribe button, as I'm going to be Let's Playing this game, doing guides for this game, as well as streaming with viewers. So make sure you go ahead and be ready for 2018. But that is going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. As more gets announced, I will do my best to cover everything that I can. I absolutely love Monster Hunter, and I'm so stoked to be getting this game in 2018. It's already on my countdown. I can't wait to have this game. As always, everybody, this is not just a channel, it is a family, and I can't wait to see you as the hunting begins. I'm out.